businesses coming in, but there's still competition out there. I mean, how do you compete with inner city location that, okay, does not provide as much space, but there are also Queen Sirikit National Convention Centre that provides relatively more space and closer to the city area? How do you compete or actually distinguish yourself from the rest of the players in the market?
Well, actually, to be honest, every part of the MICE, we actually have different competitors, because if you're looking for small meetings, there are so many hotels that can actually houses these kind of events.
Yes.
And then when the events become bigger, then you have other competitors that are also offering or try to offer the same thing. So how do we compete? I think it's a question that we always ask ourselves. Like we keep repeating this partnership for success thing. I think that's the motto that we keep it amongst ourselves, and I think it's the best strategy to actually compete with others. We can stress as much on price and on the scale, economy of scale, but after all, it's the elements of success doesn't base on just these things. There's a lot of human involvement. How much does our sales promise our customers, and versus how much our operation team deliver these promises to them. There's no definite strategy. If there is, I probably won't say it anyway. But there's no such thing that this is how we actually win our business. It's the commitment. How we committed to make sure that the events will be successful, and how much do we understand the business. Going back to the earlier topics, we're dealing with so many different industries. We're dealing with so many people from across the world, not only just in Bangkok. We need to understand the needs of each of them, or why they want to do their business here. There are so many competitors amongst the region. There are so many competitors in Bangkok. So it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to get any easier. The only thing we can do is we can only keep evolving ourselves and add more facilities, so that they will see that this is the place where they want to be. Starting from nowhere, we were just an exhibition center that were the same size of the others. We all started from the same place. How do we grow? We actually took some courage of certain individuals and dedications of a lot of the staff here to make it happen. But I think ultimately, it's the best formula that I can put together. It's the various factors, the human factors, the pricing, the economy of scale, and then also the facilities that we have, the combination. That can actually serve the needs of the customers.
I like that. It's a combination of the service you provide. Now, since service, the quality of the service is very important, and it would guarantee customer satisfaction and bring back more business. What sort of quality control measures do you have to ensure that the services provided by Impact Muang Thong Thani actually meet your standard and the customers?
We have a few standard operating procedures that we put in place, and there are guidelines, there are checklists that our staff put together to make sure that everything is being checked and ticked.
For both the organizers, the exhibitors, and the visitors.
Yes, and another thing that we're currently pursuing right now is the ISOs. The ISOs, we have completed one, which is the safety of the visitors, which is the ISO 22300. We are currently doing 2 more ISOs. One is related to the energy management, so how to make sure that we're not wasting energy. And then the other one we're doing right now is the food safety. So all these things not easy. Sorry to say a pain in the ass, but it's something there to ensure that things are being looked after, and that we are maintaining the standard that we're looking for. Not only to the local people, but also to the international visitor as well.
This leads me to my next question, security. When you have a large gathering and a lot of people in one place, there's always a threat, and especially with the past events, and Bangkokians sort of have become a little more paranoid about their security when we're in a crowded places. So you have the walkthroughs, the handheld detectors, whatever they're called, metal detectors, and the ISO that you just mentioned about. But that's not all, right? I mean, there's always the risk of pickpocketing happening in a crowded area. How do you actually advise the visitors to protect themselves from that particular risk?
Well, it's something that happens all over the world. You know, you can go to some really developed countries, and if you're not careful with your stuff, things will go missing. At Impact, I'll be lying if I say that there's no such thing here. But all we can do is we have to advise our visitors and our exhibitors to be careful. What we actually do here is every day during the events, we actually have plainclothes staff walking around, not police, plainclothes staff, just walking around patrolling the halls. And if they see some exhibitors or some visitors that are not careful with their belongings, we go up to them, we introduce ourselves, and we tell them that we are from Impact. We want you to be careful with your stuff. But after all these efforts, there's still some incidents which slip through our hands. We're doing the best we can. It doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen every now and then that we'll be careful.
All right, now let's talk marketing. Does Impact focus more on marketing that would generate sales, meaning marketing that are geared towards the organizers, or do you target your marketing efforts towards the exhibitors or the general public who are the visitors for events?
In terms of marketing efforts, we do have several schemes gearing towards different types of events, new events, old events, repeated events, or strange events. So in a way, that goes back to what we were talking repeatedly during this show, is to ensuring the success of the customer. So it's always an ongoing process to make sure that everything is all these promotions or all these marketing activities are up to date, and that it actually answers the needs of the customers.
So they're different for different customers for different events.
Correct. Not into that extent, but you can actually put them in different categories, and where you can actually offer them different options or different schemes for different categories. And going back to earlier, what we talked about is the Impact Society. To me, that's kind of a marketing activity where we're pleasing everybody. We want everybody to come back, and we think it's important that way because, after all, interacting with your end customers, end users, is just as important as committing to your paying customers. And
in
also,
the end, the visitors are the paying customers.
Yeah,
well,
they pay them, they pay us. And also, we also provide the Impact Society as a place for visitors to give us direct feedbacks. Sometimes people like to voice their opinions, and if we don't provide a place for them, they might go to a public forum outside, or go and talk amongst their friends, which in a way, they have the rights to do so. But if they actually talk to us, maybe we can explain, oh, you didn't understand this, or maybe, yes, this is our fault, thank you for your comments, we will improve. So it's part of a process where we can also get the feedback and actually improve ourselves, not only from the organizers, but also from the visitors as well.
So it's certainly important to talk to the end users of any business.
Yeah. Anybody that comes through the door at Impact is our customers. It's important that we look after them, whether it's the safety, whether it's the convenience while they're here, or whether it's anything that they request.
All right, now let's talk about future plans for Impact Moving Tong Thani then. This is the newest project for Impact Moving Tong Thani, the Novotel Impact, right? This is part of the future plan for Impact, or what else do you have on the table?
Well, exhibitions is still the bigger part of our income. But what we'd like to see is the increase of meetings, incentives, and conventions. And in order to increase that volume, we understand that hotels is the basic need. We're never able to look after 30,000 visitors for an incentive group or for a convention, because we can never provide that many hotel rooms. But providing up to maybe 1,000 rooms or maybe 1,500 rooms is something that we're capable of. So building more hotels, it's something that more hotels. That's something that we will be that we already have it in the pipeline. Wow. And other than that, when there are so many visitors or so many hotel customers staying here, then they will look for places for them to entertain themselves. Whether it's going to movies, going to shopping, going to spas, going to some golf. It's
going to turn into a little town in itself.
Yeah, the concept that we had long time ago was like a city in a city. We want them to stay here. They don't have to go anywhere for the next 3 days, do their business, do their leisure activities. But once they're finished with the exhibition or the event, they can go to Bangkok, they can go to Hua Hin, they can go to Pattaya. They can spend the rest of their trip somewhere else. But if what they're here for is for business, obviously that 3 days is very important for them to focus. You don't want them to. They don't want to spend maybe 20 minutes, maybe an hour stuck in the traffic jam in Bangkok just to get on the expressway. Coming to Impact is not difficult. Once you're on the expressway, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max, you're here. But sometimes, as we all know, getting onto expressway is a different matter.
Right. Now, Kun Paul, we are running out of time. You've been doing this for over 10 years. How do you keep yourself motivated when you wake up each morning and think about the new things and the potentials that Impact Moving Tong Thani can be? What keeps you going?
Well, we're still in a business where it's still going uphill. We're not staying at the same level. We won't even stay at the same level for the last 2 years. Every year, the business at Impact is expanding. The results is getting better and better. So that itself is one motivation that anybody will want to have. But then, if you put the money aside, the satisfaction of the people coming here, it's something that really emotional. If you actually, you can ask anybody here, if they actually, let's say if they're actually standing at a concert, when you hear 10,000 people clapping, cheering, dancing in a concert, that's the best medicine you have for you to wake up in the day and get to work.
Saying that's my business.
Yes.
That's my location.
Well, that's our business.
Yes.
And it's something that everybody takes pride on. I think it's in the blood of Thai people, where pleasing people, it's something that they really like to do. And once they actually achieve that, everybody's happy.
All right.
So I think happiness amongst Impact is the most important thing. Successful and happiness, it kind of goes hand in hand.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, Kun Paul, for your time. And thank you as well for tuning into Business Frontier. Do tune in again next time when we share with you the secrets of success, various businesses in Thailand and around Asia. Sawadee ka.